I was thinking about the proper place and time. This is a video that I've been wanting to make for the last couple days, but I've had everything that can go wrong with products did go wrong. That is a rough country. That's a rough country dual shock steering stabilizer, and the bushings literally disintegrated. And kind of like we're going to cover what Holley did. Holley, that quick fuel carburetor. Okay, the truck ran. I needed an HEI distributor, so I kind of ran the truck around, make sure the brakes work, and to proof my work. Okay, the carburetor, the floats were never adjusted. I drove up to Berwick to have the exhaust, and she does purr. I put glass packs on her. I'm probably going to change that. She sounds a lot like one of them tuner cars, almost like a. It almost sounds like a freaking Cosworth when it goes down the street. And that's actually a Cosworth design, carbureting a Ford 6-cylinder. That's what they used back in the 1960s and early 70s, was this type of motor. But anyway, I got her to purr. But I've had a bunch of failures, like I've got a ruined intake with shit stains on it. Summit Racing, Holley, and all that, they could give a shit less. I'm SOL. Okay, the nugget from Rough Country. Okay, he told me, well, you don't know how to tighten the bushings, you over-tightened them. Well, you know what, there's no effing torque specs or anything that are even in the box to suggest where those bushings should be tightened, okay? That was the other thing, is the guy over there, okay, from Holley Carburetors, Chris, the moron, told me, oh, well, you should adjust it off the truck. Excuse me? I've been buying these products, and that's why I want to put you now on a tripod. She looks good, she sounds good, and then I'll start her up at the end of the video for you. But this is what I have to say to Holley, Chris, you moron, and the other one, John, that I talked to at Holley. Okay, I won five championships in the Northeast modified stock cars. 5. First one could have been luck, so could the second one. Could have been shit luck. But then you know something. And I won it with Holley products. And I couldn't remember the last time I ever took a bad Edelbrock product or a Holley product out of the box. It didn't ever happen that I can remember happened to me. I had other guys. But I have part after part that I'm buying is failing. Failing. I just had a guy here. I put a battery in his tractor last week. He brings it back with the same problem. Tractor Supply. The problem is, it's garbage. I bought a second battery this morning. He's got the same problem. The battery developed a dead cell. But what happens is, I just saw my buddy's shop. It's a mess like mine. Because we're spending freaking time in these stores and we're complaining to people that got the IQ of a peach pit. Sorry, SOL, we can't help you, fuck you. Oh, I got news for Holley Corporation. I got news for Summit, Jeggs, all the rest of yous, okay? You want to sell these products that are made by this no pride, shit slave labor in these other countries, okay? Joe Biden's and the rest of Washington's worried about the environment. How about all this stuff that goes in a shit can every other day that I got to deal with? And then I got to go talk to somebody with the IQ of a potato chip behind the counter. Doesn't even speak or comprehend English. I mean, what the hell is really going on? The little shops in this area are disappearing. The little businesses, they're just eviscerating. They're going into oblivion. We're giving it up. You know why? Because you can't make money. I can't clean my house up. I can't clean my shop up because of these garbage products. Okay? I should adjust my carburetor off the truck. I could have maybe checked that the floats were adjusted, but I never had to do that before with a Holley product, Chris. I don't know what year you were born or what day you were born, okay? I started screwing with hot rods and race cars. I had grease on my diaper at 6 years old. My father just about killed me because I grabbed a Dixie cup full of transmission oil and cleaner. Holy cow. You know, you're talking to me like I don't know how to adjust something, or... I'll tell you, it's getting to the point where people... They got to get together with these companies, because I'm going to send this to Holley Corporate. I'm going to send a copy on little thumb drives to these companies, because I'll tell you what, I'm sick of your excuses, and I'm sick of not calling back, not hearing from anybody. Okay, Holley, your company ruined a $400 intake, not to mention sold me a piece of shit. And I don't know if you folks saw what the finish looks like on that carburetor, but it's now all etched from the gasoline, and that's what the moron John told me there at Holley. Oh, well, that shouldn't damage the carb. It etched the goddamn carburetor. It's gasoline. We use gasoline as cleaners. It belongs in the carburetor, not out of the carburetor. So I've got to deal with morons. And like I said, Holley, there's how many companies now? Rough Country. You can't even trust whatchamacallit, the Dorman products like that. You can't even trust a goddamn Dorman product. Well, you know what, Holley, Jeggs, Summit, Speedway, all of yous. Let me tell you something. Well, my sweat is sweating. I'm sweating bullets. It is hot out here, okay? More Joe Biden's global, man-made global warming. You are discouraging future generations from this. This is a really rewarding hobby. You buy a Holley carb, you buy your... Even me as an adult, or when I was racing, I felt as though I bought myself a decent product. And I'm proud of it because I worked for it. But when this is happening, where is the pride in America? Well, they're taking it away from us. They want to make us a banana republic, and we should enjoy this type of living. When I can't clean my house up, I got customers calling me with problems, their parts are failing. I was hoping to hear, I just went down to A&A about that shock steering stabilizer. They don't think there's any labor involved. They don't think they're taking away from my other work when I've got to fix something that's brand new because it's a shit product. I shouldn't have to do that at my age. Well, let's go start the truck up. And the next thing is I'll take you for a ride. She's all legal. We got her all squared away. It only took me 2.5 months to get my my plates and my registration from Harrisburg. You can tell she's cammed to the hilt. All she does is climb. But anyway, then we'll take you for a ride in Holley. And right now I've got parts to clean. I've got an engine with a broken piston. I've got bad heads, some meathead. Another thing I deal with is, guy had his heads cut. And he must have took it to a meatball shop. They're out of business that did it. When you have cut heads, you need an intake gasket set to match what your heads were cut at. Because, see, I'm not going to a machine shop because I'm not going to deal with that. Then I go call for gaskets. Well, how far was it cut? Well, you got to call the machine shop and get the facts. And the machine shop, because the Summit and the rest of them, because they're freaking lazy, they won't call the machine shop and get the specs. If they give me the specs, then they pretend like they don't know what I'm talking about. You see, what it really is they're hiring stupid people that don't know. They make every excuse not to deal with it. Okay, because I went through it with Summit. I said I have heads that were decked at 8,000s, which is almost the max that you can do with certain types of heads. It was decked 8,000s because the head was warped that bad. Well, we need to verify the specs. So I give him HT Machine's phone number. We can't get a hold of the guy. Well, I can call him. He answers his phone every time. And I said if I get his answering machine, he calls me back within a couple of minutes. We can't get a hold of him. You need to send a spec. I went to about 15 different places. I finally went back to the machine shop and I said, look, Dave, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. You get me the fucking gaskets that I need to put this back together. I said, because I'm getting ready to come through the phone and grab a hold of somebody. And it's just that way right now. It's just that way with me. I can't get anything done because, like I said, I'm either on the phone with a potato chip or I'm looking at one behind the counter explaining things 10 different times. We went to AutoZone, my son and I. He had valve lifters fail in his vehicle. Simple job on that one, okay? A couple hours worth of work. That's still down my other garage. It's still sitting there because I went to Advanced Auto Parts and they didn't, the two potato chips that were working there, they didn't know what a valve lifter was. He even looked it up on his phone and gave him the part number. They couldn't find it in the store. But when you look at Advanced Auto Parts and it says, is it in stock? Well, they had 36 of them in stock. Come on, man. Like Joe Biden would say, come on, man. Holy cow, is it hot. So, man-made global warming. Burn down another frickin' forest and burn down another part of the country. I'll tell you, like I said, it's disgusting what's going on, and the lies and the excuses for laziness and stupidity. They've taught corporate America to say I'm sorry for deliberate incompetence, sabotage, and ignorance. Just like that Jeep Patriot frame. There's no way in hell that subframe bolt should have been welded down from the top like that. Okay? It's everything I touch. And then you can't get your house cleaned up, you can't keep your life in order. And how the hell can you make money to pay bills like this? How? Folks, I need your help. I really do. Especially when it comes to Holley, Summit, and Jeggs. I've been buying their products since they've had paper catalogs. Almost 4 decades. I'm 60 years old. 4.5 decades I've been buying their products. Okay? Since I had my first credit card at 16 years old. I've been buying their products, and this is how they treat me. They shit right on me. They lie to my face like I'm butt-fuck stupid when I have 2 master's degrees and I'm a flight wing engineer off a goddamn United States Navy warship. Well, I must have been a stupid one, I'll tell you. Anyway, I don't even know what I did with my lighter because I get upset explaining this, but I'm glad I got a chance because I'm going to upload it right now to YouTube. And Holley, you know what I mean. Don't ever lie. Don't ever have somebody that butt-fuck stupid talk to me like that. Please. Like, I should set the floats off the truck. I never bought a Holley carburetor I had to ever set the floats. Most of the time, the factory settings on those carburetors, they were fine. I never had to touch them. Maybe 1 or 2, especially with the stock car, and depending on the banking and stuff that you're running. When I went to the asphalt tracks, banking's a whole new game when it comes to those carburetors and putting a little windage tray in the fuel bowl. But that's why they have certain series carburetors, because now the carburetors are tailored and built for that. In my day, we were the pioneers modifying those types of things, putting larger jets in one side because the fuel draft was changed by the angle and the pitch of the car. There was a whole lot of things that the normal guy would not understand. But I'm going to upload this, okay? Because I'm anxious, and I want to put this on thumb drives and send it out to these dumb bastards to stop insulting my intelligence. Holley carburetors, you ruined a $5,000 engine job that my sweat and my money put together. Your piece of shit ruined my job, and you want to screw me? That's not the way to do it. You owe me money, Holley, because it's going to cost me maybe $2,000 to put that back right. I need another intake, and I want another carburetor, and I want my labor paid, whatever it takes.